Darren, if Leicester win tonight, are we doing this already? Yeah, we're going to do it. Should they be considered title contenders?
I mean, listen, I think you've got to consider them anyway because of where they are in the table and their form. You can't. It's not by luck that they're up there in the table, second in the league, I think, and they could go top, as you said. They deserve it. They've played as well as anyone. Do I think they can sustain it and win the league? I don't. But I think for top four, for sure. Why
is that? When you say that they can't sustain it, do they not have the depth in squad or the quality in comparison to City? Or why do you think it is they can't win it?
Well, listen, for me, the most important person in that team is the centre-forward, which is Jamie Vardy, and they've only got one of him, unfortunately. The backup, the drop-off is massive. When he's not there, he just gives them a whole different dimension, as in terms of his movement, in running behind, his goal threat, he's always scoring goals. If something was to happen to him, and by the way, last week he hobbled off, he kind of limped off. If something was to happen to him and they lost him for 5-6 games, they've not got anyone who can come in and do the same thing that he does.
They come up against Chelsea tonight. So Chelsea going through their own issues at the moment.
Yeah.
Winless in 5 league games this season against sides currently above them in the table. So drawing 2 matches and losing 3 of those. Frank Lampard, he was in the papers this morning saying, look, we are still getting used to things. We've still got new players that need to bed in that aren't used to playing in the Premier League. And we still have young players as well. So there's a period of time that things need to settle. Do you think he's you're not having that?
Well, I am, but unfortunately he's at the wrong club then. Abramovich, that's one thing he doesn't want to hear.
Yeah.
He doesn't not want to hear he's opened up his checkbook, spent all the money on these players, and that you need time to bed it in, because last season they finished in the top 4 quite comfortably without signing anybody. And then obviously he's opened up his checkbook. They've signed pretty much everybody they've wanted to. They needed a new goalkeeper. They got one. They needed a centre-half, which they got on a free. They needed a new left-back. They needed I don't think they needed Havertz, but they wanted him. They got him. They needed Werner. They brought another centre-forward in. So you can't then say, it takes time. You haven't got that time, especially at that club.
Because Timo Werner, it would have been that signing, would have been that goal scorer that they need. And he even said, I mean, there's another article where he says in the Daily Mail, we lack a goal machine for the title tilt. They thought they'd got it. So I think...
Who said that?
This is the headline in the Daily Mail.
Oh.
So this is Lampard saying, we lack a goal machine for title tilt.
Well, he signed him.
Yeah, but I suppose he expected a little bit more than 1 goal in 15 games.
I understand that, but listen, if I'm that centre-forward Timo Werner and someone tells me that, then that's what confidence is that going to do for Timo Werner? Surely you've got to come out and support him. And I understand these stats have not been great of late, and he's been getting the opportunities, by the way. So you'd like to think at some stage, Ali, when you keep getting the opportunities, that it will change. But I've said I don't think he's a natural goal scorer, and then people will automatically throw at me stats of the goals he scored for Leipzig and his German record and things like that. But when you see him in front of goal, he's not one of them centre-forwards. When he's bursting through on goal, I'm thinking he's definitely going to score.
No,
there's certain centre-forwards out there.
Yep.
Vardy's one of them, for instance. When he goes through...
You fancy him?
I fancy him all day. I know he missed a fair few the other day, but that's an anomaly. He never usually does that. But if he's going through, I'm thinking this is a goal. Yeah. With Timo Werner, I'm just not quite sure.
He does say he believes that he can do it. He does say he's going through a difficult time, and he's seen that before where players transfer to different countries in different leagues, and it takes them a little bit of time.
That's happened a few times at Chelsea, by the way.
It has, isn't it?
Yeah. Morata struggled. Even go back before that, Kesman, he struggled when he went there. Shevchenko came from AC Milan, struggled.
So what's your point?
My point is,
so it's happened. Listen, he might be one of those ones that beds in. It's still early days, but you're right. Chelsea isn't renowned to be the club that gives a lot of time. But look, I do think it's different with Frank Lampard. I think he's got enough credit there and enough vision, perhaps, that it would be given the time. Do you think?
I don't think.
You don't think so?
They're sitting 9th in the table at the minute, and as Ali said earlier, the competition for that top 4 is really tight this year, and if they don't finish anywhere in the top 4, I don't see how he can stay in the job, because he achieved a lot more with a lot less.
I tell you, it's a massive game for him tonight. They lose that game tonight, they go 9 points behind Leicester. 9 points, by the way. 9 points behind Leicester.
Wow.
Okay.
Big game.
Chelsea fans, we want to hear from you. 08717 22 33 44 81089 or at TS Breakfast.